What's the hardest rank in Valorant to exist in? Just so it's not a boring topic, if you're iron, anything above you is going to be harder. If you're gold, anything above you is going to be harder. Mechanically, you're less likely to win a gunfight against a radiant than you are a diamond if you're a silver player. It should be somewhat linear, but that's not exactly what I'm asking. What's the most frustrating rank to play with? What's the most frustrating rank to actually exist in? What's the least fun rank to play? I'm gonna get an iron bronze lobby, a silver gold lobby, and work my way up to an immortal radiant lobby in a standard Valorant game, properly balanced. We're all calming in game, nothing is adjusted, and I'm telling everyone to try their hardest to win, and we're going to see what's the least fun rank to play in. After each rank, I'm going to be giving you my thoughts, and we're going to be ranking them on this little scoreboard here. And let me just say, things change drastically per game, which makes this video very entertaining. Oh, they're jump shooting! What the? Oh my god. If you didn't notice, in the bottom right hand corner you can keep track of what rank I'm playing in and talking about, but let's roll it back straight to the bottom. Iron bronze lobby, here we go. So you can see first game here, iron, bronzes, iron, so mainly bronzes and some who just need to play ranked still, but we got a couple irons. So we're started right from the bottom. I've locked Jet. We've got a yapping team. I don't know if iron bronzes talk a lot, but that's my first impression. Let's see how it goes. Now, I don't know if I should play overconfident, but I'm probably going to. Okay, there we go. Got one. Back up. Someone. Ooh. Oh, near switch, near switch. Nice. Good job, team. Now, one of the first things I did notice in Iron is, okay, there isn't really much comms. Any yapping is being done just because it's from my community, but not too much to do with the game or what's happening and where everyone is. But on the plus side, gunfights were obviously easier. Well, all good. We'll just, that was our bonus, all good. Another thing, admittedly, is that if I wasn't like hard carrying or doing as much impact as possible, the round was always at risk, and you're gonna see this a few times.
Oh my god, I'm fucking trash.
How did I not clear that? That's bad. I should have dashed deeper. That was on me. As you can tell, there's always going to be mistakes from my part, and I'm not going to hold anything at any rank. If I make a mistake, I'm going to say it. If I push too aggressive like there, even though it's an iron bronze, that's on me. Oh, this is rough. Nice. This is a little bit rough.
Over my smoke, by the way. You definitely did.
3 mid. Awareness is a little bit lacking. They spotted me mid, and as I pushed up, they sort of forgot that they already spotted me, and it allowed me to push aggressively and snag a few kills to close out the round.
Nice.
Another thing is you were never in insane amount of danger. For example, I heard 2 ults, a Raze and your ult, and a simple updraft and dash away saved me from both of them. However, it's also important to note, it's not like they can't shoot or can't kill me at all.
Nice.
And while my team closed out that round, again, it's still good to respect the fact that the overall skill floor of Valorant is continuously increasing. And I did find the biggest thing with irons and bronzes, yes, while the gunfights were easier because of crosshair placement, a lot of players have played FPSs and they are still more than capable of absolutely smacking me down if I'm not at least somewhat careful. You can take way more risks, it is way more lenient, and I'm going to be honest, it's the awareness that is the biggest gap in my opinion, because it's much easier to set myself up for fights that are not 50-50 when they're way less aware of where I am continuously. But remember what I said about if I don't feel I'm closing it out, the round is always at risk? Well, look how they play this 2v1.
He's hit 80 because I saw it.
Vandal there too.
Oh, damn it.
Nice try.
Okay, what's the button to turn off Ghost?
Alt maybe?
No, how do I turn this off?
Nice.
Okay, we got one pick. Come through mid. I try to rotate with my team. Everyone takes 1v1s and dies off. I'm left with 10 HP since the Brim absolutely almost destroyed me there. And now it's up to my very limited knowledge here. So what I do is I simply wrap around, assuming he's going to default to heaven. And, well, Awareness. It's truly the way that you can climb yourself out of Iron Bronze, because you don't, like, yes, aim is important, but you can set yourself up for very little amount of 50-50 gunfights by some amount of awareness where you're consistently behind the enemy team. I mean, flanks are super effective, and even if they spot you, sometimes they don't respect you. They don't all turn to make sure they 3v1 you. They'll just be like, okay, run away, and then they'll give you map control, right? So it's that awareness. With that being said, I am still an Iron Bronze, and the cards will turn eventually.
Nice. I love how you clutched with my Kuronami Spectre.
Wait, Jet, I feel like you're just waiting for timing, right? Because you got them on timing 2 rounds in a row. How do you, like, kind of do that more consistently?
Well, in this elo, it's a little simpler because what happens is the minute they check once, they don't check again. So the minute the Sage, like, you started running, it's like, oh, she already checked towards me. So she's just going to commit the other way.
Nobody ever checks the same corner twice.
Oh, shit, that's actually fair.
Okay. Oh, they're jump shooting! What the? Yoru's laying, yeah, right there. Nice. Alright, but that's my thoughts, kind of Iron and Bronze. We're gonna have to summarize it in just a second. It's 12-3. If I'm able to clutch this up, or at least if my team is able to clutch this up, we should be able to end it right here, right now. We all push site. I try to lead as much as I can. I find 1. My team is falling like flies. I find 2. It's me and Neon versus 3. I find 3. Neon gets killed from heaven. I find 4. And now I just need to finish it up with a simple 1v1 against an Iron Bronze. And luckily, pretty much impossible for me to... No way.
Damn.
I baited him. Nice shot, though.
Nice 4K though.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, nice shot, Raze.
Okay.
I have my knife up.
Let's go. Another observation, I'm not gonna lie, when you're playing, even it only took 1 game, but you sort of descend to a lot of interesting things. So like, Yoru was following me, I was visible on the map, and I just said, let's go, and ran. I didn't check any corners. I didn't check anything. Oh, I'm dead. They're pushing me. Oh! And even when you think you're dead, you might not be dead. You know what I mean? Because this could still happen. That could still happen. What I'm trying to say is there's still a certain amount of chaos. However, Iron Bronzes weren't overly sporadic. They sort of moved like a drone, a wave. There's a couple rounds where they fully send it through mid, and you can see them on the minimap. 5 people go through mid and end up in our spawn, where we then collapse and win. This is the scoreboard. I obviously top frag pretty aggressively, and things were interesting. Iron Bronze was a very interesting experience overall, but it was very fun. And I genuinely do believe anyone can get themselves out of Iron Bronze, because I genuinely believe it's an elo where you can hard carry. I also think it's a pretty chill rank, because when you're at the bottom, there's nothing really left to lose, and there is some amount of fun that is still retained of not being overly competitive. With all that being said, things drastically change in Silver Gold. Can you still hard carry yourself in that elo? Well, we're about to find out, but before we do, you've been seeing me game on a keyboard, and this keyboard is actually the sponsor of today's video. This video is sponsored by QWERTY and their latest Neosonic HE Plus keyboard. Right from the get-go, you're gonna see it's in this really high quality casing, and the entire experience definitely screams premium, which is super enjoyable. At the top, you have some accessories like a keycap remover, high quality cable, etc. And when you unbox, you're immediately gonna tell that I chose the green variant because it looks so cool. I genuinely think it looks so cool. Look at this backplate, like this two-tone backplate. It is hefty, it is premium, and even my dog approves of it. Now, it's important to list out a couple specs. I was also able to check out their Hex 80 keyboard in a different ad, so I've kind of become a fan of QWERTY keys. They're now some of my favorite keyboards, maybe just my favorite keyboard. And when you plug this in, it's gonna light up, it's gonna look extremely pretty, and it'll now allow us to dive into the technical aspect of this keyboard. Now you get stable and reliable performance. You get 8,000 hertz polling rate, 0.125 ms latency, 0.01 millimeter sensitivity, adjustable actuation point, rapid trigger, rapid snappy, dynamic keystroke, and I'm not gonna lie, the specs are endless. Now, while reading all that, I obviously just showed you quickly all the different lighting options, and there's even more than that. It's impossible to show all of them. I actually like low % brightness in green. It just matches the theme overall, and of course, all being controlled by the software here. The software, though, is web web-based. You basically just go to the URL and it'll immediately find the keyboard. It'll optimize it. And then you have a lot of options. You can do rapid trigger. And in case you don't know what that is, without going too in depth, it's gonna be very important in competitive games like FPS, so like Valorant. And you can adjust if you just want certain keys or all keys to have rapid trigger and where the press activation is. You have the option of advanced keys and of course remapping, and the actual actuation point can also be changed. So you can find or make profiles on stuff for office needs versus gaming needs. So it becomes a very versatile keyboard due to the software and the specifications that it has. You have that, you have a premium feel, you have a great look. I really like these small keyboards. To me, they fit the desk nicer. With all that being said, thanks to QWERTY for sponsoring today's video. Make sure to check them out using the link down below. All right, so we've got the silver gold lobby. It is consistently silver gold. It's like pretty much down the middle, which is great. These are just spectators, and then I'm currently gold 1. So I'm low-key playing in my own rank right now. Gotta work with what we can, you know what I mean?
Reyna and I on A. 3 footsteps walking up.
I'm coming.
Oh, 55? Nice try. All out. First thing I'm going to notice is that the entire game is a little bit unpredictable. So I can't completely just base my thoughts on my own performance since I'm only playing one major game per rank, and each individual performance is going to vary, right? Sometimes you do better than you do in certain games. Same thing with me. I'm not going to be static. However, how quickly am I punished on the mistakes I make is a great factor to put in when talking about each rank. And the biggest thing I noticed in silver gold is, man oh man, it did feel all over the place. For example, my own rank game, sometimes if I'm doing this sneaky little rat corner, I'll get away with it, and sometimes I won't. For example, here the enemy was aware, completely checked, and I got shit on. You're also going to see a huge scoreboard discrepancy very quickly. Everyone feels like such a different skill level, and I genuinely believe this checks out. Brutal. All good. Observationally, it makes sense that I'm having more struggle here, but I'm also playing a little dumber. So it's partially on me. Comms, I can't say much. I do have rank games like this, so it doesn't actually feel far off than my normal game. I can't lie. And that much was genuinely true. This did feel like my normal rank game, where you have this one, let's say, Reyna that's popping the hell off, and then you have people who are very much doing really bad at the bottom in the scoreboard, and that's what silver gold tends to attract. We have to realize that statistically, the reason a majority of players are in silver gold is because it is the system's default. Gold specifically is the system's default. It is that mid-rank that it puts you, and you can fall lower if you're not performing well, and you can start climbing upwards if you're performing well. But you have to understand, people who are reset to gold, like I am X Diamond 1 and I'm here in gold. I've been in gold for a while. You have X Ascendants in gold. You have current golds who are in gold. You have people who just started the game and come from bronze that are now in gold. The pool is chaotic. It is genuinely chaotic because the system needs some sort of center of gravity, and gold tends to be that center of gravity, and it really genuinely creates an inconsistent mess. Even in a custom game, when I'm calling from my community, it's still accurately creating an inconsistent mess.
Oh, going to use death.
Searching.
I'm waiting for you.
Another observation in silver gold is that there is way more comms than iron bronze. More people are using the mic. However, the amount of useful comms is very mixed. I would say like 50 to 60% of everything being said was either general just conversation, not useful comms, or silence, and then there was like 30 to 40% where it was actually useful call outs on, like when they say clear the comms, gold silver actually lacks a lot of the clear the comms. There's either no comms or a lot of useless comms or ghost comms, which actually makes the game genuinely more difficult. Now as we reel it back here, I'm gonna hit the scoreboard. Look at the difference. Look how unlinear this is. It is the shit show of ranks. This is disgusting. This is not even fair, good gameplay. I mean, just look at, these are like what clutches look like.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay. Keep in mind, I'm not without fault. It's not about my fault, it's about observations. The Reyna dropped like 32 kills. I felt like we're being smurfed on. They just peaked flat. We don't know how much they played, so we don't know. Their MMR is all obscure. You have people like that. Then you have people again who are bronze, who just ranked up to silver gold, who are still struggling to stay in there, mixed in with X Ascendants from like 50 years ago. And then on top of all that, it is the prime middle where Smurfs thrive, because you have Smurfs who are like just diamond Smurfs, current diamonds or Ascendants, absolutely smurfing there. And then you have top tier Smurfs who will get out of iron bronze really quick because of the high MMR, and then be able to actually smurf in gold. Now silver alone, if it was just a pure silver lobby, you're more likely to be able to climb out of. Gold, in my opinion, is actually one of the worst ranks in Valorant. I genuinely believe it's a shit show. But let's move up to plat diamond to see if things can change for the better. What the hell? Someone just subscribed and I'm offline. I haven't streamed for like a month, man. Alright, so we've got a bunch of diamonds now. Diamond lobby, as you can see here. Basically, mainly diamonds. Supposed to be diamond plat. This is a guy plat 1, which balances well because I'm gold 1, but... Okay.
One shot around Omar.
Oh, great try.
Dog tag one, I said.
Oh my. Oh, in the corner. Now, my first impressions of plat to diamond is it's important to note that they are mostly diamond, so it's a little unfair to plat because I'm getting a better perspective on the high plat diamond elo instead of the low plat elo, but it's fine. It can't be a perfect perspective of every single rank. My first perspective is that it's a lot more chill. The comms are already more clear. They're a lot more useful when people comm. I also believe that there's a lot of nice back and forth, and if I, let's say, die, I don't feel like my life is always wasted. For example, let's say I smoke the spike off and I go to try to defuse it. We forgot a clear box, which is actually really stupid, but at least the mistake can be patched because of a certain amount of conventional awareness. So because I died from there, they immediately looked and fixed it up, which is great because it makes it feel like even if I'm not top fragging or if I'm not doing the best, if I'm pushing and taking space, my team can at least capitalize on it. Oh my god, you're...
Open on them.
Last two are long, I think.
Or long side.
One's left side.
Nice, good round, boys.
And to be honest, you're seeing it more than once. It's the fact that you can trust your team to at least play trades with you, which is very impressive because I believe a lot of people would consider diamond also a shit show. Like it's too low elo, but the high plat to mid diamond range, people will play together. Like to some extent, if you're communicating, you just have to take lead. That's all. Like take the lead. Like if I die, tell them to trade with me or be a little bit more assertive, and they're ready to play with you. So it makes the entire game a little bit more enjoyable. Now I'm gonna admit in the second half of the game, I fall off a cliff a bit because you already probably realized my keyboard cam disconnected, and this video is low-key sponsored by them. You know, they're paying me the bag. They deserve to be on screen if they're paying for it. And my phone camera didn't die, but I ran out of storage, so I was trying to like upload the footage and clear storage during the second half, so I started to fall on the leaderboard there and I wasn't able to reconnect the camera. I know that might not be a good excuse to a lot of people, but it is what happened. I also got knifed.
Right, leaving.
Wait, come take TP, come take TP.
Alright, GG. Despite the camera hiccup that messed up about 30% of the game, what was my overall impressions? And to be honest, they were decently solid. I forgot to hit scoreboard, but I was somewhere in the middle when you take everyone, both enemy and myself included, and I don't think it was that bad. I think that I can understand where the struggle is. Trying to hit a new peak is going to be a grind in this rank because you're going to be punished more aggressively. Your aim duels, like even a diamond can still one-tap a radiant. You know what I mean? Even though the radiant's way more aware and way better, they can still one-tap a radiant. Like the aim is starting to curve upwards, the awareness awareness is starting to curve upwards, and that could make for more fun gameplay, but it will make for more grinding gameplay. If you're in the low plats, it's still going to be a shit show, so I put plat in meh, but I put diamond in enjoyable because you can enjoy the ride of genuinely getting better over time. Let's head into Ascendant to see if everything keeps going up or falls apart, because Ascendant is the rank that very, very, very well known as being the worst rank in Valorant. Like, I haven't been in Ascendant genuinely, but it is consistently considered the worst rank in Valorant. This one I'm very, 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 very interested in exploring. We're gonna see how it goes. So far, my favorite's been Diamond. I lost focus on the very end of the Diamond game because I had to deal with my camera. But otherwise, I still found that Diamond's been the most enjoyable. My bad, I swung my sword. Oh.
Last seven.
Oh, damn, that was all you. Oh, she's from spawn. First observation is that I can't get away with very much in Ascendant. Not at my rank. I gotta keep in mind that these players are better than me, and it does lead me to play a little bit more scared. I tried to play somewhat aggressive, but you'd see, let's say here, I swing, I get one, but if I was calm, I could have got the deadlock as well, but I was afraid, like, any peek and I'm gonna die. That's how I was treating it. To some extent, there's truth in it. Like, they are better than me. Like, in the end, they are better than me, so I have to respect the fact that they can one-tap me, but I should play with my team, since even if I throw myself in and die, at least they can play off of me, and that's not too bad. However, the awareness jump was the biggest one. It was the awareness jump more than the aim jump from Diamond. The aim jump from Diamond to Ascendant, I didn't feel was crazy. I feel I could still win and lose gunfights pretty normally, but they were consistently more aware. They were consistently positioned in places to surprise me and not take 50-50 fights against me. I had more trouble reading them. Even if I tried to think I was smart, like smoke, and then slowly bounce up, this Sova was just super aware and like, nope, I know where you are. It was just ready for me. 74? Damn, how is he so aware? They are so aware. Nice. That's on me. I should have stayed more back. Ascendant gets a bad reputation for people being selfish or too egotistic, and I definitely could see that, but playing like that's not useful. Maybe that's where the frustration is, because if you get a player who's super egotistical, you're low-key, you might just like lose. Unless you're 10s, you might just lose, because anytime I played on my own, I would get clapped, and even if I'm better, it still wouldn't be the ideal way to play, while playing with your teammate was great. I also feel Ascendant gets a bad rep because it is sort of the gold of the higher elo, so if you're like Radiant and you get stuck in Ascendant, it's like if you're Diamond or Platinum, you get stuck in Gold. It becomes a little bit more of a shit show, right? Because Ascendant will have a ton of X Radiants, it'll have X Immortals if they don't play enough, and it's gonna have this sort of pool of a bunch of very crazy ranks, and you start to recreate that discrepancy. Like in Diamond, you're more likely to have a tight scoreboard, but in Ascendant, you might have that one who drops to 30 and one who's like 5 and 10, because you could have someone who just hit Ascendant from Diamond versus someone who's been Radiant before and just got reset to Ascendant. So I can understand the hate for Ascendant on the higher elos and why it gets a lot of shit. Dude, you're so aware. 80 right in mid.
There's one top plate. Oh, I lied.
I'm dead. Bye-bye, guys.
Oh, unlucky.
Did you realize I had my updraft and I said I'm dead? I did not realize I had my updraft till right now. I thought I used it. Isn't that crazy? I could have survived this fall. It's super sad. Like, low-key devastating and embarrassing, but I'm not going to hide anything from you guys. I make mistakes. With that being said, it was a close game, which was fantastic, like 11 to 10. So I was put through a close game, which gave me a lot more time to experience the Ascendant lobby. And I did just finish yabbling about how it's the shit show of what I believe is Immortal and Radiance, but it's not the shit show for me. For me, it's a learning experience. For me, it's just intense. Like, I play well here. 2 versus 1. We want to peek at the same time to end the game.
Oh, nice try.
He flicked the shit out of me. Oh my god. I know, I'm gonna end up glazing Ascendants here, but to me, hitting Ascendant would be a huge milestone. To me, being able to keep up with you guys would be a huge milestone, and I felt it. There's X Immortals in here. Look at that buddy. But at the same time, look at this. If I try to go for an off angle... Oh my god. The 3 of them. Oh, they don't take risks. Like I just said there, they don't take risks. The minute they're like, oh, there's one on the flank and there's 3 of them, they'll say, let's play flank, right? Like, let's 1v3 the flank guy. Let's get the flank guy, and they will all turn around and work together. That ain't happening from Iron up to like low plat. One person will spot the flank, they'll spot it without calming it, turn around, think I'll deal with him on my own, and that off angle could lead me to get a kill, and then it'd be a 2 versus 2, and me and the other teammate would then collapse into the center and finish it. You know what I mean? In the end, this game went 14-15 overtime, and
Oh, yes, I'll be blind!
okay, yeah, they do get a little excited. I'll give them that. They're passionate. You know, it gets competitive. That's the big one. It gets competitive. And here's the scoreboard. I am obviously not doing too hot, but at this point, can't expect too much from me as like current gold 1 in Ascendant. I'm doing what I can. But it's not about just my scoreboard. It's about my experience, my personal feeling. And my personal feeling is that if I was ever good enough to keep up in Ascendant, I'd be pretty content with the Valorant gameplay I am dealing with. There's still room for improvement. I can still hit Immortal and climb up, but it's consistently enjoyable as I feel I at least believe most people are competent. It won't be consistent. Not everyone will be competent, and you're gonna have some bad actors in ranked, but overall, I would enjoy it. But will I enjoy Immortal and Radiant more? The absolute complete step up to the top. Let's see.
Yeah, Ditto. Come here.
Okay.
Let's fight it. You know, I'm gonna win away this, and you're gonna swing out. Maybe I'll peek with you, or so I can. So we'll try to break it for you. Try to go wide and pop dash if you hear them.
It was 0-0 when I realized I stepped into a different world. Now, I have a few X-Radiants in here, Ranga being one of them. He's been in a lot of my Valorant Careers videos. He's actually a very talented player. You're going to see it in this game, actually. He's consistently talented. And basically, 0-0 round 1. He's already telling me an entire full plan, like where they're going to one way, where the other player is going to use the util, and where I'm going to be positioned based off of these other two players. The game changes. The game changes a lot when it comes to Immortal. It's a little bit stressful. Alright, trying my best to relieve some of that stress and refocus. I definitely felt out of my league. If I did an Ascendant, why wouldn't I in Immortal? Which caused a little bit of fear, which isn't great. Like here, if I pushed the Clove earlier, or even just aimed better, I would be able to get rid of the Sage, but they're like more aware. Like they're more aware that I drop down, and the Sage is already ready for that drop down, even if she doesn't hear me. I can try my best to get cheeky picks and play for space, knowing that my team will play with me, but otherwise, there's a certain amount of expectation in this game. The expectation that I am going to be now vastly less aware. Like in Ascendant, I needed more awareness, but at least for the most part understood what was happening in the game. But like I showed you in 0-0, the way Ranga is making comms to play together, the enemy team is going to be doing the same. Their comms are way more clear, and when anyone's speaking, if it's not nice try or well played or whatever, it's exactly the information you need, and only if they're confident about the information they're giving you. Not that there wouldn't be ghost comms, but for the most part, they're very solid comms, and things change aggressively. Like Ascendant, I didn't touch on the comms too much, and they're overall very, very solid, but nothing compared to the Immortal Radiant lobby, where they're almost crystal clear. And that's where the awareness gap becomes wide, because while in Ascendant I was trying to keep up based off of the map and my general awareness, here I have to keep up with how good they're calming, right? I have to keep in mind that they are all more aware because of solid communication, and I am just not good enough at processing that communication and then playing off of it, if that makes sense. Like my brain was getting overwhelmed with the comms coming through. Like I have the volume really low, but you'll consistently hear people yapping over and over and over on what to look at, how many are in one area, like multiple lane, 2 mid, this here, this that, rotate here, start here, push that. It's aggressive. It is so aggressive, and you'll never know where anyone is at any given point. Like I would think that I'm rotating through my own spawn later when I'm on defense with my knife out, thinking I'm happy. Like I'm rotating through my spawn. My spawn is a safe space. You know what I mean? My spawn should be fine. And no, like someone's already holding it based off of the other two putting pressure somewhere else, knowing that that could force you to rotate spawn, and then your demise happens. Like, that's Immortal Radiant. Dude, it's so stressful. It's so stressful.
Double sent to you. Look at M3. Where'd you go?
Yeah, but when you think everything is normal and everything is fine, the absolute unbelievable happens. Could you imagine, like, having a cheater in a custom game? Like, could you imagine? That would be insane.
What the hell? I was about to clutch! What the hell?
Yo, I pressed the wrong button.
Well, we didn't have a cheater. Some idiot! I'm just kidding, not an idiot, but someone hit the restart game, and I had to manually fix the scoreboard, and then the scoreboard was like screwed, like the actual tab scoreboard, and the economy got messed up. Like, It was a little bit unfortunate, but we were able to band-aid the mistake and then continue playing. But it is a good topic to hit because I don't know the exact ranks, and I wish I could ask Riot, but anecdotally, based off the community, the highest concentration of cheaters are in the higher ranks, and that kind of makes sense because they use cheats, get really, really high RR, get to the top really good, and then like after a week or two of cheating, they get banned, but they still sabotage the higher ranks pretty quickly. Cheaters also have the chance to just buy Immortal accounts and cheat there because they find it entertaining. So I don't know how true it is, but anecdotally, one of the biggest things people do struggle with is cheaters in the higher rank. But either way, rolling it back, no one was cheating in this game, but it was a good chance to touch on it. Even here, if I swung, right, and I wanted to get the clove, I'm like, okay, 3, 2, 1, we're going to swing together. 3 of us swing, I still get killed. At least they trade me. Oh, wait, they don't. That's how diff the skill was. Even if I were to swing with 3 people, a clove could tap me and get away. I was so out of my league.
Rotating right now.
We need help. We need help.
Like right there, if I grabbed 2, grabbed alt, and then dashed back into cover and just realized don't try to 1vx these people or even 1v1 these people, I could have played better. This one round could have maybe instantly led us into overtime if I played smarter. If I got my 2 kills instead of overheating, relax. Like overheating is very powerful in the lower ranks while it's likely to be the end of you in the higher ranks. It was an experience for sure. Immortal Radiant was an experience for sure, but where would I rank it compared to everything else? Well, you guys will be kind of surprised. In my opinion, I would put Immortal at enjoyable, similar to Ascendant, because if you're really, really good, it's high quality gameplay. Radiant is going to surprise you guys. Not meh, not get me out, but low-key, uninstall. And let me explain. Because Immortal was stressful, and if I had the skill to keep up, it would be high-quality competitive gameplay. But if you're already in Radiant, the only place you can go is down. Like, you can try to get to number 1, but it doesn't do much. There's no incentive. You have to consistently grind. Anyone who's been Radiant, if they don't make it their full-time job, immediately drops down to Immortal, and there isn't much incentive. You start cleaning the top of the crop, you start trying to polish the very tip of your skills, and you become an insane player. But the amount of sacrifices you have to give to maintain or stay or even achieve Radiant, to me, will never be worth it, even anecdotally based off of others' experience. While, you know, Ascendant into Immortal is such a nice curve where it could be a shit show, but you polish your skill and you become Immortal and you are substantially better than Ascendant. I felt it just back to back on these 2 games, and it feels worth that grind with some amount of self-satisfaction and achievement. But I feel all that falls off a cliff in Radiant. But that's my opinion. Let me know what you think down below.